Yes, good. Sound check. Yes, good, fine, thank you. Hello and welcome everybody. Welcome back on the main straight of the sunny weather covered Nürburgring, of course, Red Bull Ring in Austria. And I'm so happy to say that we have still amazing weather. We have a bright sunshine from the early morning till right now. It's almost 1 hour p.m. in the afternoon, and we are ready to go on with our racing action today. We are just about to start the second race today, the second race of the weekend of TCR Eastern Europe. And of course, one more time, we are expecting a big drama and a lot of action on the track, as that's the thing what yesterday's race has delivered to us. And I believe, if you have been watching, that you agree with me that it was really action-packed race. And we are not standing next to the pole position right now. We are a bit farther on the grid because I believe it will be quite interesting to watch how the top drivers from yesterday will be progressing through the field towards the first place. And just next to me, you can see the number 70 ready and waiting for the Hyundai Elantra TCR of the Slovakian driver Matej Homola. Of course, Matej Homola is our reigning champion, the 2023 champion of TCR Eastern Europe, and also he is the yesterday's winner. So one more time, we will be very much focused on the performance of this Slovakian driver driving for Czech team Janík Motorsport under the colors of Hyundai Motorsport. So the very typical blue colors of Hyundai Elantra. That's how you will very easily recognize Matej Homola on track. And we are waiting for the cars already. They left the pit lane a few minutes ago. This is number 33 actually of Attila Bucci. Please leave the space for the Hungarian driver. Of course, Attila Bucci, one more time, he will be, of course, one to watch, because he was very quick yesterday. He was very quick in the qualifying session as well. So it will be great competitor of Slovakian driver Matej Homola and also the Czech driver Adam Kout starting from P8 this race. Yesterday it was very good 1-2 finish for Janík Motorsport. Matej Homola was the winning driver, just ahead of the Czech driver Adam Kout, and we have Attila Bucci just next to us, and I believe we can have I'm sorry? Yes, I believe we will be able to have a quick chat. Can we? Yes? Thank you very much. So we can have a quick chat with Attila Bucci, the Hungarian driver, and I'm gonna spend some time with him. Hello Attila, good afternoon. Sunny weather here on a Red Bull Ring, and we are ready to start the race. Number 2, you'll be starting from P7, and you are quite quick here in Austria. So how do you feel before the race number 2?
To be honest, I don't really know what to expect. Tire degradation is gonna be crucial, so who takes the best care of their tires is definitely gonna be the fastest in the second half of the race. And yeah, I just hope my pace is okay and enough for maybe a podium. I know everyone else around me is really quick, but last day I finished on the podium even with the lost exhaust pipe. So yeah, that meant more than 1 second of disadvantage per lap. So yeah, let's see what we can do and just enjoy it.
Okay, thank you. And do you believe you will be able to fight for the top 3 even now?
Yeah, that's my goal. I just don't think about it now. Let's go as high as possible, and maybe. Okay, Attila Bucci, thank you very much and best of luck for you for the race. So that was Attila Bucci, the Hungarian driver, starting this race, as I said, from P7 behind the wheel of his Hyundai i30 and a TCR. So it's a bit older car than this one over there, and as I said, it is the number 70 car, a beautiful and blue and red colors of Janík Motorsport. This is let's say these are the factory colors of Hyundai, and as I said, this is the Matej Homola starting this time from P9 behind the wheel of his number 70 Hyundai Elantra TCR. Let's have a chat with our Slovakian driver. Let's have a chat with the reigning champion. Good afternoon, Matej. I saw a few minutes ago that you had quite a good dessert for your lunch, so I hope you are ready for the race.
Yeah, for sure. The lunch was very important for me. The food is very important for me. So yeah, I'm looking forward for the race. Hopefully the fans will enjoy it, and also we as a driver.
Of course, starting from the P9, and just ahead of you on P7, it's Attila Bucci, and ahead of him on P5 is Giacomo Germandi. Are you expecting a tough race again, just like yesterday?
Yeah, me too. I'm also expect tough races. Here in Red Bull Ring, it's really nice to have races because you have many long straights and braking points and slow corners. And yeah, those drivers also with Adam and René, they are really experienced and fast, so I expect a nice fight.
Great, as I said, you are starting from P9, even though, do you believe in the podium fight today?
Yeah, I believe, as always. So yeah, I try to, let's say, to be consistent, to not make any risk maneuvers, and to go step by step. We know our pace, and hopefully we'll be on the podium.
Okay, Matej Homola from Slovakia, best of luck for you, thank you very much. So that was Matej Homola starting the race from P9. So it will be quite intense fight after the start of the race into the turn number 1. As you can see, it's quite steep into the first turn. Let's take a look over there. You can see how steep it is into the turn number 1. So I believe it will be quite a fight again with our top drivers starting from back of the grid. Even though I need to say we have a Jiří Zbožínek with number 11 starting from the pole position next to Ivar Svalers starting from P2 with car number 121. We will be starting very soon. I'm going to move myself into my commentary box and let's hear from me again very soon. Thank you and let's enjoy the race.
This is going to be a massive fight, and there's also a fight for third between Germandi and one of the Metal Motorsport Hondas, having contact in the first corner already. Into the hairpin, and also David Kajai trying to sneak his way through. Look at him, that was a smart move, but now he's having to defend from Adam Code. Big fight there. Attila Bucci is now taking victory.
So one more time, hello and welcome all race fans, all of you joining us from all around the world to see and to witness more racing action here on Red Bull Ring Austria. We are still enjoying beautiful sunny weather here in Styria, and it's great news because just yesterday we've been expecting some possible showers, but so far the sky is just partly cloudy, so no rain expected for this race. So I believe we will enjoy 25 minutes of pure racing action, and it will be action-packed race one more time, I believe. The second race of TCR Eastern Europe here on Red Bull Ring is just ahead of us, and you can see the drivers already in the warm-up lap. So let's take a look on the starting grid. Starting from pole position with car number 11, it's the Czech driver Jiří Zbožínek. Next to him in row number 1, it's Ivars Valers with car number 121. In row 2, from the third place with number 74, is the Croatian Žarko Knego. Next to him, starting from P4, it's the Georgian driver, last year's winner here on Red Bull Ring, David Kajaya. Starting from row number 3, from P5, it's the Italian Giacomo Germanti with car number 3. Next to him, the German, starting with car number 8, it's René Kirche. Then starting from row number 4, from the 7th place, it's the Hungarian Attila Bucci behind the wheel of his Hyundai number 33. Next to him, Czech driver, Czech quick ace with Hyundai number 68, it's Adam Colt. Then from row number 5, starting from P9, it's Matej Homola, reigning TCR Eastern Europe champion and yesterday's winner. Next to him, it's another Czech driver behind Adam Colt with number 82, starting Vít Smejkal behind the wheel of Cupra. And then it's row number 6, starting from P11. It's the home hero, Austrian driver Jordan Dolischka behind the wheel of car number 10. And next to him it is Petr Čížek, starting from P12 behind the wheel of his Cupra number 14. So 12 TCR cars are ready to take a part in the second race of TCR Eastern Europe here on Red Bull Ring. And we are almost ready to get going again. We are waiting for the last cars to find their grid spots. And one more time, it will be interesting to see and to watch the difference between Honda cars and the rest of the field, because as I said yesterday, Civic DCRs are much lighter this time here on Red Bull Ring because of the success ballast. So let's get ready. We have 5 red lights, and the red lights are out, and we are racing again. So watch Jiří Zbožínek starting with his Hyundai from pole position. He is taking the defensive line to keep his first position, but it will be quite hard task for him because there is Ivars Valers going into the first place. Great job by Ivars Valers just after the start of the race. So that's the new race leader, Ivars Valers, behind the wheel of his Audi RS3, the only Audi in the field. And it is leading the race right now. So great job by Ivars Valers leading the race ahead of Jiří Zbožínek. And behind him there is Žarko Knego, I believe. Or let's wait and see, because we had so many fights into the turn 3. And you can see one of the Civics, so it's not the Croatian. No. Žarko Knego is a bit farther down in the field. Here you can see him driving the number 74 Hyundai Elantra TCR in the very specific colors of Auto Club Dubrovnik. So it's most likely the Georgian David Kajaya on the 3rd place right now. And as I said, the Georgian driver has so many great memories from Red Bull Ring. Watch out also for Attila Bucci as he went off the track into the gravel, but he managed to rejoin the race. But not a good first lap for the Hungarian driving his Hyundai i30 and TCR number 33. And right now it is Bucci against Knego. Hungary versus Croatia at the end of the first lap. And Hungarian driver is more successful at the moment. So let's take a look on the standings. It's Ivars Valers still in the lead, just ahead of the Georgian driver David Kajaya behind the wheel of his Honda Civic TCR. Much lighter car has David Kajaya this time, this weekend here on Red Bull Ring. So he's trying to get as more advantage as possible. And another battles into the turn number 3. One of the Hyundais, and That was Adam Colt, I believe, fighting another Civic. And behind these two, you can already see Matej Homola covering his position because he is under pressure from Attila Bucci. And ahead of him, it was Adam Colt overtaking René Kircher. So right now it's a Czech driver on P5. And look at Attila Bucci. Great move by the Hungarian as he dive inside Matej Homola and overtook the Slovakian. So great drive, great maneuver from the Hungarian behind the wheel of his a bit older car, Hyundai i30N TCR. So right now it's Attila Bucci on P8 and Matej Homola on P7. It will be quite tough job for the Slovakian driver Matej Homola to gain some positions and to join the podium fight in the end. We heard from him on the grid that the podium fight is his target as always, but it will be quite tough because his Hyundai has 40 kilograms plus of success ballast after the race weekend on Balaton Park. A huge lockup from Jiří Zbožínek as he struggles to remain on a second place. And right now Jiří Zbožínek is under pressure from the Georgian driver David Gajaya. But so far it's still second place for the Czech driver, but I believe not anymore. And they go free wide here. It's a great battle. Giacomo Germandi from the outside, and Giacomo Germandi is ahead of both drivers. Great job by the Italian driver. And also look at Adam Colt, who also overtook both cars. He also overtook Jiří Zbožínek and also the Georgian driver David Gajaya. So great job by Giacomo Germandi and Adam Colt. Not a good start of the race for Jiří Zbožínek because he is losing position after position, but there is a big mistake by Giacomo Germandi and almost a crash at the beginning of the main straight. Giacomo Germandi, he went far away from the turn, from the last turn of the circuit, and then he rejoined, but he was so slow that the other drivers almost crashed into him. That was very, very dangerous situation. Fortunately, nothing happened. All drivers managed to avoid the crash. My goodness, that was something. So Giacomo Germandi lost many places and he's no more in the podium fight. You can see him back down. And here is Attila Bucci attacking David Gajaya. So great drive by the Hungarian. And this is most likely P3 already for Attila Bucci. So it's already P3 for the Hungarian driver who was starting the race from P7. So that's a great job by the Hungarian driver behind the wheel of his Hyundai i30N TCR. And the next target for Attila Bucci, of course, at the moment is the Czech driver Adam Colt, finishing P2 yesterday, just behind Matej Homola. And one more time, we are on the main straight. 18 minutes to go, and still plenty of action ahead of us. There is Matej Homola trying to find his way ahead of the Georgian driver David Gajaya, but he needs to wait a bit longer. And I believe right now he can build his position for overtaking into the turn number 3. Let's wait and see what's gonna happen here. He needs to go from the outside because David Gajaya is defending quite well, and he covered the inside line. So good defensive job done by the Georgian driver. And behind these two, there is another Civic of René Kircher. And behind René Kircher, it is already Petr Cížek driving his Cupra. And Petr Cížek started from P12, from the very last place on the grid, and already Petr Cížek is on P7. So great progress by Czech driver of Cupra Leon Competition TCR number 14. And the battle is still on. Matej Homola is still trying to find his way ahead of the Georgian driver. Meanwhile, it's still Ivar Svalers leading the race behind the wheel of his Audi RS3 LMS TCR 2021. And there is a decent gap between Ivar Svalers and Adam Colt, more than 2 seconds between these two drivers. But look at Matej Homola trying to find a way from the outside into the turn one. No chance for him to overtake the Georgian driver ahead of him, but the battle is on. And now this is a great position for the Slovakian driver Matej Homola, because he has the inside line, and Matej Homola is finally ahead of David Kajaya. He will have the inside line for the turn number 3, so he should keep his position. Yes, that's what he did. Great job by the Slovakian driver. And also look at Petr Cížek, because Petr Cížek is trying to overtake René Kircher. Also, he's going from the outside. And I believe he can be successful, because he is already ahead. And he's trying to attack Georgian driver as well. Wow, great job by Petr Cížek. During one straight, or within one sector, Petr Cížek managed to overtake two drivers, both Civic drivers from Mertl Motorsport. So this is a great job by the Czech driver Petr Cížek, who is now behind Matej Homola, which means it's Matej Homola on P4 and Petr Cížek on P5 at the moment. So great job by the Czech driver as well. And it seems to me that Petr Cížek has really good pace right now. Let's check the lap times. Last time around, who was the fastest? Well, most likely it was Attila Bucci, driving on P3 with 138.492. So great lap by the Hungarian driver on P3 behind Adam Colt. And we've got 1 second between Attila Bucci and Adam Colt. So Attila Bucci is trying to chase down the Czech driver, and he needs to get himself into the striking distance for the possible attack in the laps to come. But look at this battle again. There is a fight between Jiří Zbožínek and both Civic drivers. It was quite, I would say, wild into the turn number 3, because Jiří Zbožínek locked up his front wheels, and you can see that his car has already some damage around the rear right wheel, but I believe it's only damaged body kit, so nothing what could cause some more troubles to the Czech driver of Hyundai number 11, Hyundai Elantra and TCR, prepared by Czech team Janík Motorsport. And it is still P8 for Jiří Zbožínek, because he made a mistake. So still both Mertl Motorsport drivers ahead of him, David Kajaya on P6 and René Kircher on P7. Behind Zbožínek, it's Giacomo Germandi, who is driving on P9 after his big mistake at the end. I believe it was lap 2. And behind Germandi, it's Žarkov Nego on P10, Vícmejkal on P11, and Jordan Dolishka on P12. And we are watching Ivar Svalers still leading the race after 7 laps with 13 minutes to go. Still very good position for Ivar Svalers, driving the only Audi in the field. But the gap is getting smaller and smaller between him and Adam Colt on a second place. You can see the top 3 cars right here. it's Valers ahead of Colt, and there is just a small gap between Adam Colt and Attila Bucci on P3. So in a few minutes we can have a big fight for P1, P2 and P3 in this race. Still 12 minutes to go, so plenty of time for all the drivers to prepare a chance for overtaking. Adam Colt is in his hot lap right now. He was absolutely fastest in the sector number 1, so we can expect a very quick lap from Adam Colt right now. Yes, he was 5/10 quicker than the leading car of Ivars Valers, so the gap between the first two drivers is less than 0.8 of a second, but at the same time Adam Colt needs to be careful, and I believe he's looking into his mirrors because Attila Bucci is quite close behind him. There is the difference, you can see it. Attila Bucci was almost equal in the last lap, but he was much faster in the first sector of the following lap, and that's the reason why the Hungarian is so close behind the Czech driver Adam Colt. And Attila Bucci is already waiting for his chance to try to overtake Adam Colt and take the P2 in this race. It's a great pace by the Hungarian driver, and actually there is a very decent gap between Attila Bucci on P3 and Matej Homolainen on P4. 5 seconds between the top 3 and Matej Homola going on P4. Behind him is Petr Čížek on P5, David Kajaja on P6, René Kircher on P7, Giacomo Germandi on P8. Jiří Zbožínek behind Giacomo Germandi dropped another position, so he's on P9. Žarko Knego on P10, Víc Mekel on P11 and Jordan Doliška on P12, so 10 minutes to go. And the battle is still on. Just be focused on Attila Bucci, because he is already using the slipstream behind the Czech driver Adam Colt. This is too early to attack, but he might have a better exit from the turn, so Attila Bucci now can take the advantage from the better exit from the turn number 3. But on the other hand, Colt's Hyundai has the speed on the straight, so Attila Bucci was not in the striking distance. And at the same time, Adam Colt is getting closer and closer to the leader of the race, who still is Ivars Valers after his great start. And look how close suddenly is Adam Colt behind Ivars Valers. Let's wait for the main straight, and let's wait for the second straight between the turn number 1 and turn number 3, because I believe that can be a place for attack for either Colt or Bucci. Let's wait and see. Valers made a slight mistake at the exit from the last turn of the circuit, as he was too wide. So Adam Colt had a better exit from that corner, but he's still not close enough to attack. Meanwhile, 2 seconds penalty for abusing the track limits for car number 11. That means for Jiří Zbožínek going on P8 right now. But anyway, let's get back to this battle, because Attila Bucci is so close that he can read the name of the sponsors of the rear wing of Adam Colt's car, and maybe he's trying to dive the inside. But still, he was too far away to do it. 7.5 minutes to go, and nothing is decided yet. Of course, Attila Bucci would love to win another race. On Balaton Park, he won the race number 2 ahead of Martin Kadlecik and Matej Homola, and he was on P7 in the first race, so he wants to add another podium to his collection this season, no matter what. And of course, he is in the championship fight against Matej Homola, who is right now behind him, so that's a good news for a Hungarian driver. But look how close they are together, and the fight is now very intense. 6 minutes to go, and one more time we are going into turn number 3. Ivars Valeris is still doing a great job. I must admire him, and I must admire his driving skills, because he's under pressure, but even though he's not making any mistakes. Another try from Attila Bucci, but he's still so far away. He can't just attack out of nowhere, because most likely that would end up in a big crash of the 2 cars, or even possibly of all 3 cars. And look at Adam Coate right now. For some reason, Ivars Valeris slowed down, and now he's making a mistake, and this is a chance for the Czech driver to take the lead. And this is a great position for Adam Coate to dive the inside. Yes, great job by Adam Coate. There was a big mistake by Ivars Valeris, and also Attila Bucci is taking the advantage of that mistake. So it's P2 for Attila Bucci, it's P1 for Adam Coate, and suddenly it's only a 3rd place for Ivars Valeris with 5 minutes to go. That was a great moment for the Czech driver, and very unfortunate moment for the driver of number 121 Audi, which means for Ivars Valeris, who throw away his chances for winning this race, because I don't believe he will have the same pace like the 2 drivers up in the front. Right now, big mistake also from Adam Coate. He locked up the front wheels into the turn number 3, and Attila Bucci feels the chance to attack. But one more time, Coate tries very quick on the straight, but again he locks the front wheels, and I think, unfortunately for Adam Coate, he will have to look after his tires, because we still have a 4 minutes of race to go, and he started making mistakes. That's not good for him, not good for his car, not good for his tires. But right now there's a decent gap between the leading driver and Attila Bucci on P2, so short moment of peace for the Czech driver. But Adam Coate is making a mistake. He was too wide at the exit of the last corner. Of course, he needs to think of the track limits, because he can't afford having a penalty. Of course, the gap is less than 2 seconds, so a penalty would cost Adam Coate a victory in this race. So he needs to be careful with 3 minutes to go. Maybe 3 laps to go right now. So Attila Bucci is still having a chance of fighting for a victory. And also look at Matej Homola. Out of nowhere, Matej Homola is getting closer to Ivars Valeris. So maybe there is a still chance for the Slovakian driver to fight for P3. 2.5 minutes to go. And if I compare the last lap, it was 1:38.8 for Homola and 1:40.4 for Valers, so almost 2 seconds quicker. Where Matej Homola in his last lap, if we compare his time with the time of Ivar Valers. So again, also a great job by the Slovakian driver. So maybe we're gonna see a fight for P1 and another fight for P3 in the last 2 minutes of the race. And one more time, Adam Cote has been struggling with the racing line out of the last corner, which means Attila Bucci is again a bit closer to him. And look how close he is right now. Attila Bucci is definitely going to attack Adam Cote. Maybe he will try right now from the outside into the turn number 3. But so far so good for the Czech driver. But who will have a better exit? Definitely Bucci, but Adam Cote managed to defend his position. 1 minute to go, still undecided. Battle of 2 generations, because the Elantra is not so old like the i30N TCR. It's the latest car from Hyundai for TCR racing anywhere in the world. We know that this car is, for example, racing also in the United States in a Michelin Pilot Challenge sanctioned by IMSA. So TCR category is still very much worldwide, from the Australia through Europe to the United States. On every continent, excluding Antarctica, of course, you can race with TCR car. And it's a quite hard job right now for Adam Cote, as he needs to be defensive and he needs to keep the inside line, because Attila Bucci is using the slipstream ahead of him. One more time, Attila Bucci is trying to go from the outside into the turn number 3, and one more time there would be a better exit for the Hungarian driver. Yes, and this is a crucial moment. This is a crucial moment for Attila Bucci, because he has the inside line into the next corner, and this is how Attila Bucci is going to take the lead of the race. And Attila Bucci, yes, he goes into the first place, and he needs to stay on the track. And he did. Great job by the Hungarian driver. It's still side by side with Adam Cote, but the next corner is to the left, so that's the advantage for Attila Bucci. And that means that Attila Bucci took the lead in the very last lap of the race, because the time is up. And this is a great job and great driving by the Hungarian driver Attila Bucci, as he won this fight against the Czech driver. Also look at Matej Homola closely behind Ivar Valers, but I don't think he will have a time to try to attack Ivar Valers and to take the P3. So let's welcome the winner of this race. I believe the checkered flag is out. Yes, it is. And Attila Bucci is the winning driver of the race too. Absolutely wonderful battle into the very last lap of the race. So Attila Bucci won the race ahead of the Czech driver Adam Cote. Ivar Valers on P3 ahead of Matej Homola. P5 for Petr Čížek behind the wheel of his Cupra Leon Competition. P6 for Giacomo Germandi behind the wheel of Honda Civic TCR. P7 for number 9 Honda Civic by David Kajaya, prepared by Metal Motorsport. P8 for number 74 Hyundai Elantra, driven by the Croatian driver Žarko Knego. P9 for number 11 another Hyundai Elantra and TCR of Jiří Zbožínek. That's the driver that started the race from the pole position. P10 for another Czech driver, Wietsmekel, driving number 82, Cooper Leon TCR. P11 for home Austrian driver, Jordan Dolischka, driving Honda Civic TCR number 10, prepared by Metal Motorsport, and René Kirche, driving the number 8 Honda Civic TCR, also prepared by Metal Motorsport, was forced to retire, so he did not cross the finish line. Well, one more time, what a race it was. Another great show, another great battle by the TCR drivers on Red Bull Ring. And yes, after all, it was a second victory, or it is a second victory of the season for Attila Bucci. Absolutely wonderful driving for the young Hungarian. And I believe he will be quite happy after this race weekend, because yesterday he finished on P3 behind Matej Homola and Adam Colt, and this time he managed to overtake Adam Colt in the very last lap of the race. So great job for Attila Bucci, taking 2 podium finishes from this weekend, including the victory in the race number 2. So I believe this is a reason to celebrate for his team Mera Motorsport, and this will be quite happy journey back to Hungary. Maybe celebrating with some delicious Hungarian wine and very good Hungarian sausage, which I personally enjoy very much if I have a chance to try. So one more time, many congratulations to young Hungarian winning the race number 2 here on Red Bull Ring. Well, it will be quite interesting season, because it seems to me that the title fight will be very tight between Matej Homola, Attila Bucci and Adam Colt. Next time we will be racing from 8th to 9th of June on Slovakia Ring in Slovakia near Orechová Potoň, a Slovakian village with the world famous racing circuit, and of course that will be the home soil for Matej Homola, and I believe he will be very much motivated to bounce back and to make also the Slovakian fans happy. So one more time, it's Attila Bucci winning the race number 2 ahead of Adam Colt and Ivar Svalers. Matej Homola on P4, Petr Čížek on P5, and then it's Giacomo Germandi, David Gajaja, Žarko Knego, Jiří Zbožínek, Wietsmekel on P10. So that was the action of the race number 2, and see you soon. Goodbye.